Welcome back to another episode of the Executive Dad Podcast. I am your host, Nick, and this is episode 8 of the podcast, but episode 3 or part 3 of our solo series where we're diving into the United States Marine Corps leadership principles and talking about how they can relate to you as a dad and as a leader in your career. So today, principle number 3, know your Marines and look out for their welfare. Simple, but important. Know your Marines, know your family, know your kids, know your partner, know your team, and look out for their welfare. And before we even get to the bullets that the Marine Corps University shares, I'm going to give you the bottom line up front. I hate when people use that in emails or whatever, but I'm going to give it to you. It starts with knowing. Know your kids, know your partner, know your team, know your boss, know your subordinates, know your peers. If you don't know them, you cannot possibly start to prioritize their welfare. So what does that look like? As a dad, as a leader, are you spending one-on-one time with your kids? Are you truly present in your one-on-one meetings? Are you truly present after work when you're spending time with your kid? Are you on your phone? Are you distracted by the TV or the stress and anxiety of work? When you're with them, are you asking questions? Are you truly listening? Are you leaning in or are you distracted? And really what it comes down to is, are you present? Are you making it a priority to be present with your team, to listen, to be engaged so that you can truly understand them? Many, many leaders make assumptions on what it looks like to take care of their team members, what their team members need or want, or their goals, their desires. But the great leaders, the great parents, the great dads truly ask the questions. They're present and they listen to what their teams and their families are saying. So there you have it. If you don't want to listen to any more, we're only a minute in or something. That's the bottom line up front. But to get deeper, let's dive into these bullets. And the first bullet, I'm going to caveat, I've changed my mind on this since being in the Marine Corps. So we're going to talk about that. So the first one is put your Marines or your family's welfare before your own. And of course, this has a place, right? In the military or in a dangerous situation, we focus on the mission, we focus on the Marines, and then you focus on yourself. And what I think about now is that it's actually selfless to prioritize your own well-being. So that does have a place to put everyone before yourself. But my challenge to you is that if you're not prioritizing yourself, if you're not being selfless and making sure you are the most mentally, physically, and emotionally well version of yourself, are you truly able to show up and be present? The first example is the easy one. If I'm overweight, obese, out of breath, I don't have energy, can I show up for my kids? Can I play on the ground with them without being in pain? Can I go out and shoot basketball? Can I go for a walk? Can I spend time with them and not be worried about my own health? Or when we think long term, as an aging parent or grandparent, how long is your health span? Not just your lifespan, but how long are you healthy? So you're able to be literally just present and in their life. And that's something you need to think about. And I hope each of you is prioritizing yourself. And then also, if you're not taking care of yourself mentally and emotionally, if you're stressed or anxious about work or everything else going in your life, are you truly able to show up, ask questions, hold space for your kids or for your team members so that you can look out for their welfare? So this first bullet has that little caveat. Yes, there is a time to put everyone else first and to prioritize them, but I will argue you have to prioritize yourself so that you can actually be mentally, physically, emotionally well, so that you can show up and be present for your family and be present for your team. Now, bullet number 2, see the members of your team and let them see you. Now, what does that mean? To me, what that means as a parent is I'm going to be real. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to allow my kids and my partner to actually see me for the human that I am, my strengths, my weaknesses, my vulnerabilities. And I, in turn, are going to see them and allow them to be who they are. I'm not going to try and shape them into someone or something that they're not. And the same thing with my team. I'm going to show up in a way that, I can take extreme ownership. And when I make a mistake, say, I'm human, I made the wrong call. I should not have handled that situation like I did. And allow them to see that moment of vulnerability so that not only am I seeing them, but they're able to see me for truly who I am. The next bullet, help your team or your family get the support that they need. And I think this bullet is pretty self-explanatory, but you as a leader, and I think this pertains more to work because as a parent, you're obviously going to give the resources and access to what your family needs. But as a team member or a team leader, you take the responsibility when your team does show up and ask for help, or you see them and you see that they're in need. It is your responsibility to assist them in getting the help, the resources, the attention they need so that they can be the most mentally, physically, and emotionally well person they can to have a positive impact on business. The fourth bullet, determine what your team or family's mental attitude is. And when I hear this, the question that comes to my mind is, what is the actual culture of your team, your business? What is the actual culture and mental attitude of your family? It's all great to write them down or have them on a family crest or tattooed on your body or plastered up on the wall of your company. But if you, your team, your family are not actually living a life that lives up to those core values in your company or to the values that you talk about or want to celebrate on social media or the pictures that you put up on social media, if you're not actually living a life that lives up to those, it doesn't matter. So I want to share an example of this, and a story that happened recently in our family is that, we want to create a positive environment. We want to be emotionally attuned to our kids, and our 11-year-old has been struggling, and we've been struggling to connect. And it got to a point where, we're just butting heads. And I think many of you that listen to this probably have had this situation, but, we just had to take a pause and we had to sit down in a family meeting, myself, my partner, and our 11-year-old son, and say, hey, this is what we're seeing. This is what we're feeling. What are you feeling? We know that you're going through some challenges. It's hard to be 11 years old. It's also hard and challenging to be your parent, but we want to show up in a way and share us. Let him see us and what we're seeing and experiencing, but also allow him to see it. And through that conversation, not easy, right? Stepping into that hard. And through that conversation, we're able to make progress. And then at the end of that, we're able to share like, hey, what are some of the values that we care about? It's being a good human. It's being honest and having integrity. It's taking care of yourself. It's spending time outdoors. Are we actually doing those? And what do those look like? And then last but not least, it's asking each other, whether it's you and your partner, you and the kids, and we were able to ask our son this is, what support do we need to help you do that? How can we show up better for you? And as a parent, that's not always the first thing that comes to mind. Or as a team leader, hey, something's going wrong here. Where am I missing the mark in supporting my team and supporting my child so that they can live to be the best version of themselves? And I wanted to share that story because it is a constant work. And just because I'm hosting this podcast and sharing this with you guys, I do not have all of this in line. So I wanted to share that story and just reiterate how for all of us, it's a continuous process, a continuous opportunity to work on yourself, grow as an individual, and also grow as a partnership, a team, and a family. Last one, encourage individual development. This is something we prioritize at the company I work for. We call it Stay Hungry. We have a budget to work on yourself. So it's encouraged from the top down to continue to grow and develop. And you as a parent, I challenge you, how are you setting the example to pull your family with you with regards to growth and development? As a dad, are your kids seeing you learn new things? Are they seeing you try new things? Are they seeing you reading? Something I try to do when our son comes down before he goes to the bus in the morning is I'm reading in the morning. I'm working on myself at night. He often wants to just watch TV or YouTube. And I'm like, hey, we're going to do reading before bed. I'm going to read. You're going to read. So what example are you setting for your family, for your team with regards to growth and development? There is one more bullet. It talks about recreation time, making sure your Marines have enough recreation time. Not much on that one. All we'll say for that bullet is make sure for your team and for your family, most importantly, are you having fun and creating joy? Have fun and create joy. So those are the bullets that go with leadership principle number 3. Know your Marines, i.e. your family, your team, and look out for their welfare. And to revisit that bottom line up front, it starts with actually knowing them. As always, we talk about this in almost every episode of the show or our pieces of content. Are you present? Are you spending legitimate quality time with your family, with each member of your team? Are you truly listening? Are you asking questions? Are you listening to understand? Or are you just checking the box? I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That's 3 of the Marine Corps leadership principles down. I'm hoping they're resonating. If you like these episodes, please like, subscribe to the channel or to the podcast, and leave us a 5-star review.